Hello, everyone. Welcome to our podcast. My name is Anna, and I am very happy to be here today. This podcast is for beginners, so we will speak slowly and use easy words. Today, we talk about our weekly routine. This means what we do every week, like work, study, and free time. I think this topic is very useful because we all have routines in our life. I will talk with my friend Mark. He will share his routine, and I will share mine too. I hope you enjoy listening and learning English with us today.
Hi, everyone. I am Mark. Thank you, Anna, for the nice introduction. I am also happy to be here with you. As Anna said, today we will talk about our weekly routine. This is a simple topic, but it is very good for learning English. You can learn how to talk about your day, your week, and your habits. I will try to speak clearly and slowly so you can understand easily. Please relax and listen. Maybe you can think about your own weekly routine while you listen to us. Let's start our conversation together.
Mark, I'm excited to talk about this topic with you. My weekly routine is not very busy, but I have some regular activities. I think many listeners have a similar life, so this can help them. On weekdays, I usually wake up early, have breakfast, and go to work. After work, I like to relax or meet friends. On weekends, my routine is different. I sleep more and enjoy my free time. I think routines are important because they help us organize our life. What do you think about weekly routines, Mark?
Yes, Anna, I agree with you. A weekly routine is very important for me, too. It helps me plan my time and feel less stressed. If I know what I need to do every day, I feel calm and ready. My week is also simple. I work from Monday to Friday and I rest on the weekend. Sometimes I exercise or watch movies after work. I think routines are good, but it is also nice to have some change sometimes. It makes life more interesting. I am happy to share more about my routine today.
That sounds great, Mark. I like that you said routines help you feel calm. I feel the same way. When I have a plan, I know what to do and I do not feel confused. But sometimes I also like to try new things, like going to a new place or learning something new. I think a good routine has both regular habits and a little change. This makes life fun and not boring. I hope our listeners can learn how to talk about their routine after listening to us today.
Yes, Anna, that is a very good point. A routine should not be boring. We can have a routine and still enjoy our life. For example, I always work in the morning, but in the evening I can choose different activities. Sometimes I read a book, sometimes I meet friends, and sometimes I just rest at home. I think it is important to listen to your body and your feelings. If you are tired, you can rest. If you have energy, you can do something fun. This is also part of a good weekly routine.
I really like that idea, Mark. Listening to your body is very important. Sometimes I forget to rest and I feel very tired at the end of the week. So now I try to make time for rest in my routine. For example, I like to take a short walk in the evening. It helps me relax and feel better. I also like to drink tea and listen to music. These small things make my week nicer. I think our listeners can also try simple activities like this in their routine.
That is a very nice habit, Anna. A walk and some tea sound very relaxing. In my routine, I also try to do small things that make me happy. For example, I like to listen to music in the morning before work. It gives me good energy for the day. I also try to eat healthy food during the week. It is not always easy, but I try my best. I think a good routine includes work, rest, and healthy habits. This helps us live a better and happier life.
Yes, Mark, I agree with you again. A good routine is like a balance between different things. We need to work, but we also need to rest and enjoy life. I think many people forget about balance. They work too much and do not have time for themselves. I think it's important to make time for hobbies and friends, too. For me, my weekly routine is not perfect, but I try to make it better every week. I learn new ways to organize my time and feel happier.
That is a great way to think, Anna. We do not need a perfect routine. We just need a routine that works for us. Everyone is different, so every routine is different too. Some people like to wake up early, and some people like to wake up late. Some people like to exercise every day, and some people do it only on weekends. All of these are okay. The most important thing is to feel good and healthy. I hope our listeners remember that when they think about their routine.
Thank you, Mark. I think this is a very helpful message for everyone. Our routines can change, and that's okay. Life is always changing, so our routine can change too. Today, we will talk more about our weekly routine in detail. We will share what we do on weekdays and weekends. I think this will help our listeners learn new words and ideas. So let's continue our podcast and talk more about our daily and weekly life.
Yes, Anna, let's continue. I am ready to talk more about my weekly routine, and I am excited to hear more about yours too. Dear listeners, thank you for listening to our introduction. We hope you can understand us well and enjoy this conversation. Please stay with us as we move to the next part. We will talk more about our weekdays and what we usually do from Monday to Friday. Let's begin the next part of our podcast now.
Great! Let's start part 1 and talk about weekdays. From Monday to Friday, I usually wake up at 7 a.m. I make a simple breakfast like toast and eggs, and I drink coffee. After that, I get ready for work. I leave my house at around 8 a.m. and take the bus. My work starts at 9 a.m. In the morning, I check emails and do my tasks. At lunchtime, I often eat with my coworkers. In the afternoon, I continue working. I finish work at 5 p.m. and then I go home and relax a little before dinner.
That sounds like a very nice and organized weekday, Anna. My weekdays are a little different. I usually wake up at 6:30 a.m. because I like to start my day early. I drink a glass of water and do some light exercise at home. Then I take a shower and have breakfast. I usually eat fruit and yogurt. I go to work by car and it takes about 30 minutes. My work starts at 8 a.m. In the morning, I have meetings and work on my projects. I like to stay busy and focused during this time.
I like that you exercise in the morning, Mark. I want to try that too, but sometimes I feel too sleepy. After I come home from work, I usually feel tired, so I like to rest for a short time. Then I prepare dinner. I often cook simple food like rice, vegetables, and chicken. After dinner, I clean the kitchen and sometimes watch TV. On some days, I meet my friends for a short time. We talk and drink coffee. Before I go to bed, I like to read a book or listen to music. It helps me relax.
Yes, I understand that feeling, Anna. After work, I also feel tired sometimes. When I get home, I like to sit down and rest for a few minutes. Then I make dinner. I am not a very good cook, so I usually make easy meals like pasta or sandwiches. After dinner, I sometimes go for a walk. It helps me feel fresh. On other days, I watch a movie or play games. I try not to use my phone too much at night. Before bed, I like to listen to calm music.
That is a good idea, Mark, to not use your phone too much at night. I think I use my phone a lot, and it is not always good for my sleep. During the week, I also try to do some small activities for myself. For example, on Tuesday evenings, I like to study English. I watch videos and practice new words. On Thursday, I sometimes do yoga at home. These small activities make my week more interesting. They also help me feel better and more active. Do you have special days like this?
Yes, Anna, I also have some special days in my week. On Monday and Wednesday evenings, I go to the gym. I like to exercise and stay healthy. It is not always easy after a long day at work, but I try to go. On Friday evening, I usually meet my friends. We go to a cafe or a restaurant and talk about our week. It is a good way to relax and have fun. These small plans make my weekdays more enjoyable and not just about work.
I like your Friday plan, Mark. Meeting friends is always fun. On Fridays, I also feel more relaxed because the weekend is coming. At work, Fridays are usually less busy for me. I finish my tasks and prepare for next week. After work, I sometimes order food instead of cooking. It feels like a small reward after a long week. Then I watch a movie or a show. I like light and funny shows because they help me feel happy and relaxed at the end of the week.
Yes, Fridays have a special feeling, Anna. I also feel happy when the weekend is near. At work, I try to finish everything before I leave. I do not like to think about work during the weekend. After work on Friday, I often go out with my friends, as I said. We talk, laugh, and sometimes try new food. If I feel very tired, I just stay at home and rest. I think it is important to listen to yourself and choose what you need at that moment.
That is very true, Mark. Listening to yourself is very important. During the weekdays, I try to keep a good balance between work and rest. Some days are easy, but some days are very busy. When I feel stressed, I try to take a short break and breathe. It helps me feel calm again. I also try to sleep at a regular time, around 11 p.m. Good sleep is very important for me. If I sleep well, I have more energy for the next day and feel more positive.
I agree with you, Anna. Sleep is very important for a good routine. I also try to go to bed at the same time every night. For me, it's around 10:30 p.m. If I go to sleep late, I feel very tired in the morning. During the weekdays, I try to keep my routine simple and clear. Wake up early, work, eat well, exercise, and rest. This helps me stay healthy and focused. Of course, not every day is perfect, but I try my best to follow my routine.
Yes, Mark, we all try our best, and that is enough. I think our weekday routines are simple but helpful. They show how we can organize our time and still enjoy small things in life. I hope our listeners can understand and maybe use some of our ideas. Talking about routines is a good way to practice English, too. Now, we talked a lot about weekdays. In the next part, we can talk about our weekends, which are a little different and maybe more fun.
That sounds great, Anna. I think our listeners now have a clear idea about our weekdays. We shared our morning, work time, and evening activities. I hope this helps them learn useful words and expressions. Now we're ready to move to part 2, where we will talk about weekends. Weekends are special because we have more free time. We can relax, meet people, and do things we enjoy. So let's continue our conversation and talk about how we spend our weekends.
Great! Let's talk about our weekends now. My weekend starts on Saturday morning. I usually wake up later, around 9 a.m., because I do not need to go to work. I feel relaxed and happy. First, I make a nice breakfast, like pancakes or eggs with toast. I also drink coffee slowly and enjoy the quiet morning. After that, I clean my room and do some housework. I like to keep my home tidy. In the afternoon, I often go out. I meet friends or visit a cafe. Sometimes I go shopping or take a walk in the park.
That sounds like a very relaxing start, Anna. My Saturday morning is also slow and calm. I usually wake up around 8:30 a.m. I like to open the window and get some fresh air. Then I make breakfast, often something simple like bread and fruit. After breakfast, I like to read a book or listen to music. I do not rush and I enjoy my time. Around midday, I sometimes go to the gym or play sports. It helps me stay active. After that, I take a shower and feel fresh for the rest of the day.
I like your idea of staying active on Saturday, Mark. In the afternoon, if I meet my friends, we often go to a cafe and talk for a long time. We share stories about our week and laugh a lot. Sometimes we try new places in the city. I enjoy visiting new cafes or restaurants. If I do not meet friends, I stay at home and watch movies or read a book. I like romantic or funny movies. They help me relax and forget about work. Saturday is my day to enjoy and rest.
Yes, Anna. Saturday is a great day to enjoy life. In the afternoon, I also like to meet my friends sometimes. We may go to a park, play sports, or just walk and talk. If the weather is good, we stay outside longer. In the evening, I often go out for dinner. I like to try different kinds of food like Italian or Korean dishes. If I feel tired, I just stay at home and watch a movie. Saturday evening is flexible for me, and I choose what I want to do.
Saturday evening is also flexible for me. Sometimes I go out with friends for dinner, like you. Other times I stay at home and cook something special. I like to try new recipes on the weekend because I have more time. After dinner, I often watch a movie or a TV show. I also like to call my family and talk with them. It makes me feel happy and close to them. Before I sleep, I like to take a warm shower and relax. Saturday is a very comfortable day for me.
That sounds very nice, Anna. On Saturday night, I also like to relax before bed. I may watch a short video or listen to music. I try not to sleep too late, but sometimes I do. On Sunday, I usually wake up a little earlier than Saturday, around 8 a.m. I like to start my day calmly. First, I drink water and stretch my body. Then I have breakfast. On Sunday mornings, I sometimes go for a walk in a quiet place. It helps me feel peaceful and ready for the day.
Sunday morning sounds very peaceful, Mark. I also like Sunday mornings. I usually wake up around 8:30 a.m. I make a simple breakfast and enjoy it slowly. Sometimes I listen to soft music while I eat. After breakfast, I like to plan my next week. I check my schedule and think about my tasks. It helps me feel ready and organized. I also do some light cleaning or laundry. I think Sunday is a good day to prepare for the new week and take care of small things.
Yes, Anna, I agree. Sunday is a good day to prepare for the week. After my morning walk and breakfast, I often do housework too. I clean my room and wash my clothes. In the afternoon, I sometimes visit my family or call them. It is important for me to stay connected with them. I may also do some hobbies, like reading or playing music. I try to keep Sunday calm and not too busy. I want to feel relaxed before Monday comes again.
That is a very good plan, Mark. On Sunday afternoon, I also like to keep things simple. Sometimes I go to a park and enjoy nature. I like to see trees and flowers and get fresh air. It helps me feel calm. If I stay at home, I may read a book or watch something interesting. I do not want to feel stressed on Sunday. In the evening, I prepare a simple dinner and get ready for the next day. I try to sleep early so I can start Monday well.
Yes, Anna, Sunday evening is important. I also try to prepare for Monday. I check my work plan and get my clothes ready. This makes my Monday morning easier. I like to keep Sunday evening quiet. I may drink tea and listen to calm music. It helps me relax and sleep well. I think a good Sunday helps us have a good week. If we rest well and prepare, we feel more confident and ready for our work and activities.
I agree with you, Mark. Weekends are not only for fun, but also for rest and preparation. I think we both have simple but nice weekends. We have time for friends, family, and ourselves. This balance is very important. I hope our listeners can understand how to talk about their weekends in English. It's a useful topic for daily conversation. Now, we shared our weekend routines. Next, we can talk more about how routines can change and how we feel about them.
That sounds like a great idea, Anna. I think our listeners now know how we spend our weekends. We talked about relaxing, meeting people, and preparing for the week. These are common activities, so they can use these ideas in their own English practice. In the next part, we will talk about changes in our routine and what we like or do not like. It will be interesting to share our thoughts. So let's move on to part 3 of our podcast.
Let's continue talking about our weekends. Sometimes my weekend plans change, and I think that is okay. For example, if the weather is bad, I do not go outside. I stay at home and do indoor activities. I like to bake cookies or try new recipes in the kitchen. It is fun and relaxing. I also like to watch movies or series. If I feel tired, I take a nap in the afternoon. I think weekends are a good time to listen to your body and rest more. This helps me feel fresh for the new week.
Yes, Anna, I agree with you. Plans can change, and that is normal. On weekends, I also change my plans sometimes. If I feel tired, I do not go out. I stay at home and relax. I like to play games or watch videos. Sometimes I clean my room or organize my things. It makes me feel good. If the weather is nice, I prefer to go outside. I like to ride a bike or walk in nature. Fresh air is very important for me. It helps me feel healthy and happy.
That sounds very nice, Mark. I also think nature is very important. When I go to a park, I feel calm and relaxed. I like to sit on a bench and watch people or read a book. Sometimes I take photos of flowers or trees. It is a simple but happy activity. On weekends, I try not to think too much about work. I want to enjoy my free time. I think this is important for our mental health. If we rest well, we can work better during the week.
Yes, Anna, that is very true. Rest is very important for our mind and body. On weekends, I try to do things I enjoy. This gives me energy for the next week. I also like to spend time alone sometimes. It helps me think and relax. But I also enjoy time with friends and family. I think a good weekend has both quiet time and social time. This balance makes me feel happy. Everyone is different, so people can choose what is best for them.
I like that idea of balance, Mark. For me, weekends are also a time to learn new things. Sometimes I watch videos in English or read simple books. It helps me improve my language skills. I do not study too much, just a little for fun. I think learning can be enjoyable. I also like to try new hobbies, like drawing or cooking new food. These activities make my life more interesting. I feel happy when I learn something new, even if it is small.
That is a great way to use your time, Anna. Learning on weekends can be fun and not stressful. I also like to learn new things. Sometimes I watch videos about travel or culture. I learn about different countries and people. It is very interesting. I also try to practice English like you. I listen to podcasts or read easy articles. I think small practice every week is very helpful. It is better than doing a lot one day and then stopping.
Yes, small practice is very good, Mark. I think our listeners can try that too. Just a little every day or weekend can make a big difference. Also, weekends are a good time to think about our goals. Sometimes I write my plans in a notebook. I think about what I want to do next week or next month. It helps me stay focused. I feel more confident when I have a plan. But I also try to stay relaxed and not too strict.
I like that idea, Anna. Writing plans is very helpful. I sometimes do that on Sunday evening. I write my tasks and goals for the week. It helps me remember everything. I also feel less stress when I have a clear plan. But, like you said, it is important not to be too strict. Life can change and we need to be flexible. A routine is helpful, but we should also enjoy the moment and not worry too much.
That is a very good point, Mark. Enjoying the moment is very important. On weekends, I try to be present and enjoy what I do. If I am with friends, I focus on them. If I am alone, I enjoy my quiet time. I think this helps me feel happy and calm. Life is not only about work and plans, it is also about small, happy moments. Weekends give us time to feel these moments more clearly.
Yes, and I agree completely. Weekends are special because they give us time to slow down. During the week, we are busy, but on weekends, we can breathe and relax. I think everyone should have time like this. It is good for health and happiness. Even simple things like walking, talking, or resting can make a big difference. We do not need big plans to have a good weekend. Simple moments can be the best.
Thank you, Mark. I think we shared many good ideas about weekends. Our routines are simple, but they show how we can enjoy our time and take care of ourselves. I hope our listeners can learn from this and think about their own weekends. Maybe they can try something new or change a small habit. Now we are ready to move to the next part where we will talk about our thoughts and feelings about routines.
Yes, Anna, this was a very nice discussion. We talked about changes, rest, hobbies, and balance. I hope our listeners found it useful and easy to understand. In the next part, we will share more about what we like or do not like about our routines and how we can improve them. It will be a good way to learn more English and think about daily life. Now, let's move to the ending and say goodbye to everyone.
Thank you, everyone, for listening to our podcast today. I hope you enjoyed our conversation about weekly routines. We talked about weekdays, weekends, and how we feel about our routines. I hope our words were easy to understand and helpful for your English learning. You can try to talk about your own routine using simple sentences like we did. Practice every day, even a little, and you will improve. Thank you, Mark, for talking with me today. I had a great time. I hope our listeners will join us again next time. Goodbye and take care.
Thank you, Anna, and thank you to all our listeners. It was a pleasure to share our ideas about weekly routines. I hope this podcast helped you learn new words and feel more confident in English. Remember, learning a language takes time, so be patient and keep practicing. Try to speak about your daily life because it is a great way to improve. I also enjoyed our conversation very much, Anna. I hope we can talk again soon. Thank you, everyone, for listening, and we wish you a wonderful day. Goodbye.